Hey guys, this is Ravenclaw. What if? What if? Welcome back to another What If story. Now, you guys, I knew you guys were gonna, that like goal wasn't, no big deal because it's only 50. So I knew that was gonna. I had no worries about this series not continuing hit without not hitting a like goal because majority of my videos go past 50 likes. So this is, and it actually hit like I said on my community tab, if this episode hit at sorry, I think I said 70 likes, I will make this part, and it did. So this is what if Jack Rosefield was in Ruby part. I did zero. This is two, I believe. As we're gonna start off where we left off, where Ezekiel jumped off. Not Ezekiel. Jack jumps off a tree as he's traveling through on top of the sorry on the tree branches up in high in the air. As he gets to the location where they're camping at, as Jack jumps in the air, does a flip, lands on the ground. As he's flying in the air, as he bites his wrist, creates his blood scythe. As he lands, he chops a White Fang, one of the White Fang members, straightly in half in diagonal line, cutting him right through. As the body separates, as it falls to the ground, as all the White Fang members notice Jack Jack's appearance in their camp, as they scream, "Intruder, get him!" As they all rush at Jack, as all as Jack all that Jack says is Reaper mode activate. No, as he goes in, as he just says Reaper mode, as his eye starts glowing, as he looks exactly like this in the picture, the cracks in his near his eye, as three White Fang members come rushing at Izuku, not Izuku, Jack, as he creates three blood shurikens, throws them, as they all as the blood shurikens hit them all on the head, all three of them, as they fall down dead. As Ezekiel walks towards them, not saying anything, with his blood slice hanging pretty close to the ground, as he's dragging it on the ground, as it's making a spark noise. As all they can see is this faunus with red eyes, menacingly, just walking towards them. As one of them comes rushing through, swings. One of them has a sword. As one of them swings, as Jack steps to the right, grabs him by the head, turns his scythe, as he slams him into the blade, the pointy end, as it goes strictly through his body, as he pulls up, cutting through the guy, as blood splatters everywhere. As as Ezekiel's getting surrounded, as they all have their guns out ready to fire, as Ezekiel, not Ezekiel, as suddenly blood spikes come shooting out of the puddle. Everywhere around there's blood, piercing a lot of these White Fang members, killing them gruesomely. As suddenly as one of them throws a as one of them has a big I don't know if they do have grenades in Ruby. Give me a second. I think they do have grenades, but I don't know what kind. I mean, the the possibilities with Dusk in this in a grenade form would be interesting. But let's say it's like a very explosion a grenade a explosion grenade. So it's the explosion's a lot more deadlier because I just wanted to do this. As Izuku, not Izuku, as Jack creates a like a blood shield reflecting the blast as it disappears in front of him. He doesn't have to hold it. It's just a blood shield that pops out of whatever blood is nearby as it blocks the blast. As the White Fang is smiling, thinking that he took him out. As Izuku, as the dust clears, as that smile that's on his face, uh, as he no longer has that smile on his face, as Izuku tilts his head a little bit, as his sight ignites in fire, as he comes rushing through, slicing the man's from the ankles, cutting his feet off. As the man's as the White Fang member is trying to crawl away, as he's screaming in pain, as Jack noticed there's a couple White Fang members hiding behind trees a little further out. As Jack raises his hand towards him with his palms stretched out, as blood spikes starts popping out of the guy as he's screaming, as not Izuku, as Jack, the stainer, as watching small not ice spikes, blood spikes popping out of the guy's body, all over and all at once, as he's torturing him alive. He's torturing him to death. As he noticed those White Fang members book it, they ran for it. As Jack walks over to the guy, cuts off his head as he deactivates Ripper mode, as he jumps into the trees, trailing the group that ran away. As we cut to, the White Fang members. As it's like, who the fuck was that? We need to get back to the base. Whoever I don't know what that was, but that was a monster. As they don't know what the hell Jack is, they're just scared shitless. As you have Jack, he's right above them, as he's traveling around the trees, looking down upon them. As he's waiting, he's going to see where they take him, and after that, he's going to kill him. As they go deeper in the forest, as the White Fang members lead Jack to one of their bases that they have stashed away, as where they do a lot of their operation near Beacon. As Jack sees the base, as it's quite big, as before they get too close to the base, Izuku jumps down in front of him as he swings his scythe, as he cuts right through them from the waist, through their waist, both of them at the same time as they flop on the ground, as Izuku jumps up. As Izuku gets on a tree to get a good view of the base, as his eye starts glowing, as he's going through blood scythe, blood vision. Now, what this is This is a part of his semblance. I'm giving the semblance a whole lot of abilities, so he's like super OP anyway. So he's able to locate people by sensing sensing their blood. So he could see it's almost like infrared, but a buffer for blood. So as he knows where all of the White Fang members are in the base, as there's a lot of them. Let's just say, give me a second here. Not sure on the amount. I don't want to give it too much, but I kind of want to. So, uh, let's say about 50 members are in there. And this is how I'm going to, how he earns the title of Jack the Ripper. This is technically this is would be the birth of Jack the Ripper himself. That's what the White Fang will know him as. After this event, the White Fang will know of Jack the Ripper. There's going to be a short pause in the story before we get into the good stuff. Jack can't constantly go into a Ripper mode. He could do it two more. No, let's say he could do it. He could do it 3 times at the max. He can't go into a fourth time. It drains him. So he could go into it 2 more times, and he can't manipulate blood to such a degree only in Ripper mode. So he can't, straight up create advanced blood items except for a blood scythe in his normal stage. Once he goes Ripper mode, that's where shit gets really bad for people. As Jack goes where the as he looks backwards as the 2 White Fang members that he killed, as he activates Ripper mode, as he collects all the blood from the 2 dead members, as it floats into a big, like two blood balls that are kind of floating. He has complete control over it. As he creates a blood scythe from some of the blood that was floating in the air, as he forms his scythe, as he could do this stealthily, but he doesn't care right now. He wants them to suffer. He wants them to die while looking at him, to know that he's the one who did it. As he sliced through the base door, not it's like an outside door. It's like a gate, the base gate. As he kicks the rest of the gate down, as he carved like a doorway into the gate, slicing through the doorway into him. As he kicks the part where he cut down, as it goes flying, as he just walks through. As several sentry for the White Fangs are there, that's patrolling the area, as blood tendrils come out of the blood balls, piercing them in the heart, as he's walking through the base, slaughtering everyone he sees. As the balls start shooting out ice picks, all aiming for the head or the heart, killing them instantly. As each body he walks past, he collects their blood into the balls, the blood spheres. It's just a blood shaped in just a round ball. As a bunch of them open fire, as Jack creates blood shields, several of them, to block the shot, as it all ricochets off the blood shield, as the blood shield cracked a little bit, as he As yeah, he has complete control over the blood manipulation, so it almost looks like telekinesis, but it's not. It's just his power. As as he shoots off the blood shields, cutting the cutting three of the White Fang members, cutting their heads off as it hit the wall of the building, as it just stuck there, as it comes straightly back, as it goes back into a liquid form, as it shoots right back at the blood ball that he has two hovering over him, like hovering around, like maybe like a little. It's they're underneath his shoulders a little bit. They're just floating there. He can only keep them up there if they're close up. He can't do it like far away unless he's shooting out something. So he can't just float it over there and trap them into a blood ball and drown them. Even though that would be cool. Oh, I got an idea. Okay, let's continue. Every dead body he's passed it's adding to the collection of the blood ball as it's getting bigger and bigger. As it got to the point where it's pretty big, as he grabbed several White Fang members and put them inside the spears, as he starts drowning them, as after they're dead, Jack lets them out because when he shoves them in there, he hardens just the mirror surface, the mirror the thin surface, so they can't break out. So it's like it's hollow. It's solid out, one layer outside, but what inside is still all the blood still in there. So as it was pretty big. So he threw like five or six of them in there. As he slaughtered everyone outside, as he kicks the door down, as several of them are shooting at him, as Izuku throws several blood shurikens, as he kills them all. As he walks through the complex, killing everyone, collecting more blood. As he had to separate the blood into several smaller blood spears circling around him, like in a rotation, like a like he has his own orbit. They're circling around him as he shoots several of them out, piercing several people, going through their chests and going through their chest as blood splattered everywhere because it lost its form as soon as it got to a certain distance. As he creates his scythe, as he mows them down like there were nothing, like there were cattle. As blood splatters all over the wall, as by now Jack is covered in blood. There's more blood in his hair than his hair is extremely red from the blood. There's more blood in his hair than it covers the majority of his hair, so you wouldn't be able to tell if you couldn't really tell if he was a his hair color is black. He cuts down the door to the last room as is it well what it's one of the one in charge of this base as he's shaking as he's holding the gun as he shoots as Jack duck and got into a running pace, charges at the man as he slams his scythe, aiming strictly to his throat as he stops it as he pins him to the wall. As he goes through the office, leaving his scythe in the wall. By the way, pinning him to the wall. He can't do anything right now. As he goes through the information, any nearby bases, He can't find anything. There's no intel. As that pissed him off because he wants as Jack's like, this is not enough. And he's like, fuck. As he walks over to the guy, as he squeezes the handle of his scythe, pushing it a little further in this guy's neck. As the guy's like, who the fuck are you, demon? Name's Jack. As he gets really close to him, as the man's as all the man can see is a glowing red eye. It's your lucky day, scum. You get to live. Whoever's in charge of your little group, the White Fang, he or she, tell them this. You have acquired quite a debt, and I'm here, and I am going to collect it. Tell them that. They're on borrowed time. As he takes his scythe out of the wall, as the man falls to his knees, go. As he runs off, as he goes to report to whoever's in command right now of the Wifang. I know Adam like took over, I think, at some point, if I remember right. But it's been a while since I seen that. Since I seen Ruby, I like got into the first rewatching the first season, so I haven't got very far yet. So I don't remember all the details. So not worry about that right now. As his red eye turns on, as he's still in Reaper mode, by the way, as he's looking around, as he sees a couple of ones that went and hid like cowards, as Jack continually, as Jack does some cleanup work, as he slaughters everyone that's left alive. By pure coincidence of that guy that he left, let him escape. As when he contacted the rest of his members, the White Fang, he's the one. He's the reason why that Jack gets the name Jack the Ripper. That's what he called Jack to his higher ups. So he's become as so from day on forward, he has been known as Jack the Ripper. As he told him everything what happened. As we cut back to Crow, as you see him flying in the sky, as he's trying to locate his sister, as he's panicking because Jack went off the deep end. As he's hoping that she's still around. As he searches a couple bars, as he finally finds her. As she sees the crow, as she's like, "What do you want, Crow?" As Crow de-transforms into his human form or his normal form. As Raven's like, "I know we have our problems, Raven, but but we'll have to put this aside for now." As Raven's like, "Why would I?" As as Raven's it's the boy, Jack. As Raven's tilt her head as she's like, "What what is it about Jack?" He's on the war path. He's as he doesn't want to tell her because Vex was her friend. The White Fang. They killed Vex and Ren. As she slams her hand on the table. What did you say? Yeah, and as she's pissed off, the White Fang dare attack someone I one of my friends. I'm saying in this story, there were, like I said, Ezekiel's mother was close to Raven, so she would take a really she would be upset over this. If it was anyone else, she wouldn't really give a shit. But when it came to Vex, they were close. So that's how I'm justifying her being upset over their death. Well, mostly over Vex's death. It's not like she didn't dislike Ren, but she likes Vex a whole lot more. So there's that. As Raven drinks the rest of her drink, slams it on the table, as she's like, "Let's go then." As she opens a portal, as sorry, Crow's like, as he's confused, as she's like, I I tagged him, Crow. He was I tagged him because he was Vex's son. And I promised Vex that I would look after him if something happened to him. That was that was that's what Vex asked me to do if something ever happened to her in Ren. Now, it's not like she's not gonna raise him or anything like that. That's not that's not what's happening here. It's mostly like, if he's ever in trouble, Raven will come and protect him because he is, the only son of Vex and the last son of Vex. And the last of, the Dragon Faunus. So, yeah, as a portal opens up behind Jack lot further away, as Crow and Raven comes out, as they see the scene outside, as there's bodies piled up, as Raven sees Jack in the middle of a grass where there's no bodies at, or there's no bodies laying around. They're all surrounded. They're all surrounded around him. As Ezekiel's just looking at the sky, covered in blood, as Crow and Raven are about to get pretty close to him, as as Jack's, I suggest you keep your distance for the moment, Crow, and as he doesn't know Raven's there. I can't completely control myself right now. It would be wise for you to keep your distance, just for a little bit. It's one of the side effects from using Ripper mode. As Crow's like, "What the hell did you do, kid?" "I did what I told you I was going to do. I will not leave a White Fang member alive. Active or not, they will all die." As Jack is having a hard time calming down, as Raven steps forward, as Crow's like, "That's not a good idea," type of look, as she gets behind Jack, as she puts her arm around him, as she whispers a phrase into his ear, as he falls, he loses his consciousness, as he's knocked out. As Crow looks at her, "What the hell was that, Raven? What the hell did you do?" "It's one of the things that Vex told me to do if he ever lost control. I'm well aware of that part of his semblance. Vex told me about it. After all, she trained the boy in it. She trained the boy in it. We need to get back to. You need to take him back to the Ruby's house. I have things to take care of. As she flies off, she's quite upset. So she won't. She doesn't like the White Fang. So yeah, if she sees any, she's not gonna go outright. Go searching for them to kill them off. But if she comes across them, she'll kill them right away. She doesn't care. They killed her best friend, but she can't let her personal feelings interfere with her responsibilities for being a leader of the band of her little bandit group. And she wants and she's going to be keeping an eye on Jack for a little bit to make sure he's doing all right. As Crow picks up Jack as he leaves to go towards the Ruby residence, and that's where we're going to stop it for here tonight. Hope you guys have a awesome day and night, judging my time zone because it's night over here. So catch you guys later.